Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to yet another episode on your favorite Little Sla YouTube channel. So today in this video, we're going to see about what is a resource group in Azure and what are all the uses of the resource group in Azure and why do we need to use a resource group. And in this video, we're going to discuss about that. And if you're someone who wants to develop your knowledge in terms of Azure, in terms of Azure Cloud, or in terms of SRE, or in terms of platform engineering or a DevOps engineer, please do watch the series of videos which I'm going to post. And this will definitely help you to learn a lot in terms of the Azure, the cloud technology, and we're going to see much more. So please do watch all the videos. And in fact, I have even posted at least 10 to 11 videos on Kubernetes. So please do watch that videos as well. They'll definitely help you if you are someone who wants to change your career path, or if you're someone who wants to improve your career path in terms of Kubernetes or SRE or performance engineering or into DevOps. So before we move on to this video, this is me, Asan Shanmugam. I welcome you all to our Little Star YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and please do share the video with your friends and give a thumbs up if you like this video. So, firstly, let me go back to the dashboard, the original home screen, and here you can see lots of Azure services. And out of all these Azure services, you can see here, like if you click on these three lines, the sandwich button, and the very first one after all the resources, you have the resource groups. When I click on resource groups, you get to see all these options. And in fact, we'll see how to create the resource groups as well in this video or in the upcoming videos. But for now, let me explain you what is a resource group. So far, we are in the resource group page. Here we have option to create. We have option to create clear filters, and we have much more. But what exactly is this resource group? So this resource group that you're seeing in Azure is used to organize the resources that belong to a specific project or a solution. And these resources, whatever we create, they often work together to support the same application. For example, imagine you're building a e-commerce website, and that web application requires several services, right, to function. For example, you must need a web app to host the website, and you must need a SQL database to store the product and user data, and also you need a storage account for storing the images of products. So all these resources, the web app, the SQL database, the storage account, can be grouped under a single resource group, which we call as, for in this example, like we can call it as e-commerce resource group. And this way we can represent the resources used by the e-commerce website. So you're going to logically group everything. You're going to logically group every resource that you're going to use for your web application, and that's the very first part. So logical grouping, and then the second part is unified management. So you can manage all the resources in a resource group collectively, and that includes deploying, updating, or deleting them as a group. So you can you can deploy them as a group, you can update all of these resources as a group, and also you can delete all of them as a group. So and also you can even apply monitoring or security policies as well. Like if you want to apply the monitoring, you can apply in overall in a resource group level. So you don't need to worry about whether I have set up the monitor for a particular resource or not. You have just you can set up for every single resource in your resource group. And again, taking for like telling for example, so in the first part we see about the logical grouping, right? So about a web application. So once a web application is deployed, you can monitor its performance by setting up the application insights. And in fact, I have even posted a video on how to monitor the Azure application insights in a separate video, so please do watch that as well. So if the performance monitoring needs to be applied to the database or to the web app, you can do it at the resource group level. So that's what I'm saying. So you don't need to worry about setting it for each and every resource. Instead, you can set it at the resource group level. So it's a kind of a unified management. So you don't need to worry about every single resources. Instead, you can do it in a unified way. And also you can apply security rules like configuring a security group to restrict traffic to all the virtual machines within that resource group. So in this way, you can do a unified management. And then the third part, which is the lifecycle management. So the resources within a resource group typically share the same lifecycle, meaning they are often created, updated, or and they can be deleted together. For example, after several months, you decide to shut down your e-commerce website. So instead of deleting each resource one by one, for example, like deleting the database, deleting the storage account, deleting the web app, you can simply delete the entire resource group. Okay, so this action deletes all the resources in that group, and that will save you time, and also it will ensure that everything related to the app is removed together. So by doing this, you can manage the life cycle as well for all the resources. And when it comes to location, so a resource group is created in a specific, for example, let me just, I'll just show you how to do that. So when I click on create, and it will ask me for the region, right? So a resource group which we are creating now is created in a specific Azure region. So you can create one resource group in just only one Azure region. You cannot use multiple regions for one resource group. So it's like one to one. And that determines where the metadata is stored. So wherever, so you're going to create a resource group in one particular region. Like for example, you have US, you have Australia, you have Europe, you have UK, you have South Africa, you have Central India, you have East Asia. Like it is spread across the whole world in every single continent. So, and again, coming back to this one, so the individual resources inside that group can be located in different regions. So, like I told you, the resource group can be located in a region, but the resources inside them can be in a different region. It does not require to be in the same region. But the resource group, when I select, for example, like Central US, this resource group is in Central US, but the resources which I'm creating it inside the resource, that can be in a different region. So there is no dependency for that. And you can create, so for example, you can create the resource group, the e-commerce resource group in East US, and the group's metadata is, it can be stored in East US. But the actual resources, like for example, the web app or the SQL database, can be deployed in another region, like for example, US, West US or Europe, or any other region based on the performance and the redundancy requirements. So, for instance, you might want to deploy your SQL database in West Europe to be closer to the European customers, but your storage account might remain in East US to reduce the latency for users in the US. So it all depends on what your requirement is all about. So far we saw about the logical grouping, unified management, lifecycle management, and location. And then we talk about the dependency management. So resources within the same group can reference each other easily, which makes it simpler to manage dependencies between them. For example, your for e-commerce website, the web app might depend on the SQL database and storage account. So when deploying the web app, you can configure it to connect to the SQL database and pull the images from the storage account directly, since all of these resources are part of the same e-commerce resource group. And this makes the dependency management much easier during deployment and update. Since you have every single resource in the same resource group, it's very easy for you to pull them. It's very easy for you to call them whenever you're doing deployment. And when it comes to cost tracking, for example, I have a few resource groups. So if I go to one of the resource groups, so by organizing all the resources in a resource group, so if I open the resource group, for example, the subscription part, so I can go to the cost analysis, and in the cost analysis, I can open the cost in terms of the resource groups. So when I open the resource group, I can get how much that particular resource group accumulates its cost. For example, like you can analyze the monthly Azure bill for the resource group for that e-commerce resource group to see how much your entire web application is costing you, and this includes the cost of the web app, the SQL database, and the storage account, because you're using the you can use the cost management, which whatever I'm showing you the cost analysis, the cost alerts, the budget. So this will show you in terms of the resource groups. So you can, if for example, if the SQL database is consuming a lot of resources, you may decide to scale down to a lower pricing tier, all while keeping an eye on the cost at the resource group level. So at the resource group level, you can keep an eye on like how much the price has been increased, how much you have used, and how much it has you have not used. So that gives you an idea on how does in terms of cost management. So yeah, with that I come to an end. And before that, let me just show you how to create a resource group. So let me go to the resource group and click on create, and the resource group is little sla minus. Okay, there is one more thing. So you have to use a common notation, which is RG. So RG stands for resource group, and resource group minus little sla. And I'm going to use the East US region, and then I'm going to click on next tag. So in case, so why do we need to use tags? So for example, there are like several tags which you can use. For example, the environment tag. So which environment you're going to use it, whether it's going to be dev or whether it's going to be UAT or whether it's going to be prod. So you can use several tags for this, and which team are we going to use it, whether it's for HR team or whether it's for web application development team. So you can create all these tags so that you can easily manage it through the tags as well. And then let me click on next review and create. So yep, everything is done, the validation is passed. And one good thing is, like, you can create resource group, and that's not going to cost you anything. You can just create resource group, you can delete it any time, because the few things that cost you are the storage account and the storage cost. But you can actually try this. You can try creating a resource group, and you can get to understand how does it work. And when I click on create, let's wait. Yep, so the resource group is created, the resource group little star is created. And this is one way where you can do it manually, which we call it as ClickOps. But there is one more thing, which there are several ways, I would say. You can do it via Azure Resource Manager ARM template, and you can do it via Terraform. You do it via Terraform plus GitHub. So in this video, I have shown you how to do of what is a resource group and how to create a resource group using click operations. In our next video, I'll show you how to create a resource group using Terraform. Okay. And please do watch the entire video, and please do subscribe to our channel for more videos. And until I meet you in our next video, it's bye bye from Hasan Shanmugam and your favorite Little Star YouTube channel. Take care and bye bye.